Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm not going to be talking about the NASCAR Xfinity Series and the Cup Series at the Charlotte Roval. But before we get into that, let's first talk about next week's scheduled race, which will be at Las Vegas for once again the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series. So let's first start off with the Xfinity Series schedule at 6:35 p.m. and 7:05 p.m. will be first practice and qualifying for the Xfinity Series on Friday, October 18th. That'll be streaming on NBC Sports and USA for both of them. Then on Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, yes, it will be a night race. Will then be the Xfinity Series race for the running of the Aim Better Health 302. That'll be on the CW Network, PRN, and SiriusXM. And on the same day, on the Saturday, 4:35 p.m. and 5:20 p.m. will be practice qualifying for the Cup Series. Both of them will be on USA, streaming on NBC Sports, PRN, and SiriusXM. Then on Sunday, October 20th at 2:30 p.m. will then be the Cup Series race for the running of the South Point 400. That'll be on NBC, streaming on NBC Sports, PRN, and SiriusXM. Let's now have a look now at the Xfinity Series results. And the winner of the NASCAR Xfinity Series at the Charlotte Roval is Sam Mayer, followed by AJ Allmendinger, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Austin Hill, Chandler Smith, Parker Kligerman, Justin Allgaier, Josh Bilicki, Eric Almirola, and Sammy Smith ran out the top 10. Then Brandon Jones, Parker Retzlaff, Cole Custer, Alex LeBay, and Jeb Burton ran out the top 15. So before we get into the controversial officiating from NASCAR, let's first talk about the big one that happened on the front stretch. Basically coming down to the final corner, which was reprofile. Riley Herbst went over the curb and hit Anthony Alfredo. Alfredo basically couldn't turn anymore, and that turned Riley Herbst around. Then collected more drivers. Josh Williams pretty sure was a part of it. That was the big one, that being Sheldon Creed was a massive one. Parker Retzlaff, Brad Perez, Brendan Poole as well. Yeah, it was just not a good sign. And considering that a lot of drivers were worried about the Roval being reprofiled and changed as well, especially Turn 7, which I myself as a fan, I did not like. Yeah, I mean, they wanted chaos, maybe not in that corner, but they wanted chaos in Turn 7. They got the chaos, but kind of in the wrong place, if that makes sense. But obviously, yes, it was bad for Herbst and Creed, but not as bad as Parker Kligerman, the driver who will be retiring at the end of this year, was so close on getting his first Xfinity Series win. Basically, what happened, Lidl and Honeyman decided to have a skill issue and locked up, I think, coming to turn 2, I believe, and buried himself deeply into the tie barriers. NASCAR practically took 38 or 40 seconds or something. I'm not too sure, like, I don't know. It felt pretty long, that even I was thinking that they were going to say green, to, you know, not throw the caution out. And then, they threw the caution. As soon as, like, we all thought that Parker Kligerman won this race, and like Shane Van Gisbergen and AJ Allmendinger will be out of the playoffs. No, that did not happen. What happened was that NASCAR pressed the button. The white flag was out from the flag man, but obviously the main measuring is the lights around the track, and apparently the caution lights just turned on as he was maybe a millimeter off crossing the line to take the white flag. I mean, that is just so much bad luck in one picture, just in one frame, in just a single in a single millimeter. That is maybe the worst luck you will ever get as a driver, to have that happen to you. I mean, I feel bad for Parker, and you can tell as well after the race he was defeated. And it takes a lot of a lot of courage from Shane Van Gisbergen, who we will be talking about him after in the standings, but let's just say he has been eliminated. Took the courage to go up to Parker Kligerman and to console him. I mean, that's something. Eric Almirola, another driver as well, that consulted him, finishes down in 9th place. Look, you have to feel bad for him. He has been a veteran in the NASCAR series for a while now. He has what, 2 Truck Series wins, I believe. He has been a veteran in the Xfinity Series for a while. He's been also very good in the Cup Series as well, mainly competing in low-tier equipment. And this was maybe his best shot to get his first win in the Xfinity Series. But it doesn't happen, and you have to feel bad for him. Like, I would have loved to see Parker Kligerman get a win. Like, even though, yes, my bias here of Shane Van Gisbergen is there, but I would have loved a Parker Kligerman win because, I mean, he's retiring at the end of this year. He's had an amazing career, I'll be honest, in NASCAR. Yes, not as successful as, let's just say, like a Cole Custer or Kyle Larson or Chase Elliott or Matt Crafton, for example, but a very, very good career. And with him to be that close of winning his first Xfinity Series race is abysmal, especially from NASCAR with poor officiating. I mean, first it was the damaged vehicle policy in Talladega, which was just so much confusion of which cars are actually okay to continue to race and which cars are not okay to continue to race after what happened with Josh Berry in Kansas, I believe. And now here in the Charlotte Roval for the Xfinity Series, another bad officiating call of not throwing the yellow too soon, or I should say immediately, or even, like, not even throwing the yellow at all. Make up your mind, you can't just, I don't know, you can't just, just wait. You can't. You need to make, a decision in a second. Like, if you see a car buried in the tie barrier, you don't just wait for 40-50 seconds until the leader just crosses the white flag. You can't do that. You have to immediately make that decision of either you call the caution or you keep it green. I'll be honest, because I mean, hell, he was not in the racing line. Leland Honeyman was so deep in the tie barrier that it was not going to affect the racing. But apparently NASCAR, they called it, they put it under yellow. We went to overtime. That fucked over Parker Kligerman, and Sam Mayer got the win. I mean, it's depressing. I'll be honest, for Parker Kligerman and for Parker. And as well, I also want to give a shout out as well to Shane Van Gisbergen's crew chief for being an absolute dumbass and not pitting him when everyone else pitted him. What an absolute fucking moron. Anyways, that's just my biasy comment, and I apologize. But let's now look down at the other fishers outside of the top 15. Where do we start? Anthony Alfredo was part of that wreck with Riley Herbst and Sheldon Creed. Jesse Love, who just barely made it into the roundup 8 by the skin of his teeth, finishes down in 19th. Leland Honeyman, the driver which basically causes this entire chaos, finishes down in 28th. Riley Herbst finishes down in 32nd. Pretty sure Blaine Perkins, Thomas Anizadia, Sheldon Creed, I should say Perkins and Thomas, both of them were part of the separate incident. I swear I saw Thomas Anizadia just spun it 5 times, I swear, in this race. And the next 4 drivers were part of the wreck on the front stretch, that being Sheldon Creed, finished out in 35th. Josh Williams, Ed Jones, and down last place, Brandon Poole. Let's now look down at the NASCAR Xfinity Series standings. So, points reset after round of 12, as we now head over now to the round of 8. Justin Allgaier plus 18 above the cut line after basically being below the cut line of the entirety of the round of 12. Cole Custer plus 11, Austin Hill plus 9, as Chandler Smith plus 8. And the 4 drivers which are outside include Sam Mayer minus 8, Jesse Love minus 12, AJ Allmendinger minus 18, and Sammy Smith minus 19. And the 4 drivers that were eliminated, which includes Shane Van Gisbergen, Sheldon Creed, Riley Herbst, and Parker Kligerman. Let's now have a look now at the Cup Series results. And the winner of the NASCAR Cup Series at the Charlotte Roval is Kyle Larson, followed by Christopher Bell, William Byron, Austin Cindric, Chase Elliott, AJ Allmendinger, Shane Van Gisbergen, Joey Logano, Bubba Wallace, and Ryan Blaney ran out the top 10. Then Tyler Reddick, Carson Hocevar, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, and Michael McDowell ran out the top 15. Well, what can I say about Tyler Reddick? He had a very eventful day. Starting in the front row alongside Van Gisbergen, then he plummeted down to 30th or something, and then basically went on a kamikaze mission and plowed into his team boss of Denny Hamlin, which would maybe make a pretty awkward meeting on a Monday. But luckily, it was okay for both of them. Both of them still qualified to round 8, which is at least a good sign. But yeah, there was a bit of a scare there, I'll be honest, for Reddick as he plowed into his own team boss. Never thought I would ever say that in my life, of getting plowed into, well, I should say plowed into your own team boss. But yeah, Reddick, I mean, he had such an eventful day. One stage run, which was great, plummeted down to 30th or something, raced his way back up to 11th place, which is still very, very good for Tyler Reddick. So That's at least a good sign there. But maybe the biggest news coming out of all of this was Alex Bowman. I think on the road, I think he finished 18th, which would have actually made him, qualified to the playoffs, and it'll be the first time as well that Hendrick Motorsports have gotten all 4 of his cars in the round of 8. That did not happen because he failed post-race inspection because the car was too light. Now, there have been some conspiracy theorists thinking that this incident that I'm showing right now of Alex Bowman going up in the air was the reason why he met the minimum weight limit, because it would have been quite weird that he passed pre-race inspections, but post-race inspections he failed, which is really weird. And it's like, what? That doesn't really make sense. It will maybe make more sense, maybe it's a bit heavier, but same time it still will make sense of why it's lighter here. But maybe, I guess you could say maybe a fuel or the water cooling, which, to be fair, NASCAR did try to, make sure that it's, like the water's been brimmed up and everything. They put more fuel in it just so it can meet the minimum weight limit. It was under. So that was the biggest problem there, and Hendrick Motorsports are obviously going to appeal it. I'm not too sure how that's going to go, because obviously I'm recording this on a Monday on my time. So we'll see how that goes, maybe on Tuesday for me. But yeah, still bit of a head scratcher. I know a lot of people are really pissed off about that. And not to mention as well, the 48 has not been kind at all. Like, it feels like they're just having so much bad luck. Obviously, in Xfinity Series, when Parker Clegg, in my opinion, was robbed of his first Xfinity Series win. Now Alex Bowman was robbed from getting into the playoffs. Joe Logano has now made his way into the playoffs now. Sam Mayo was the lead one in the Xfinity Series yesterday, so it is just not a good sign, I'll be honest, if you are a 48 driver. But let's now look at the other finishes outside of the top 15. Daniel Hemrick, I'm pretty sure, got spun out by Tyler Reddick at some point as well. I think at the very near end of the race. Kaz Gralla and Eric Jones were like beating, banging at some point in the backstretch of the chicane. There's our first playoff driver outside of the top 20. In 30th place, Daniel Suarez. He did not have a good day. Eric Jones and Jonathan Nemechek, both of them just ran into each other and both of them retired. Ty Gibbs was dropping fluid, so that caused a caution, and obviously he had to retire because of an engine problem. Chase Briscoe, who I'm pretty sure retired because I think a tire went down or something, he finishes down in 36 as a playoff driver. And obviously down in last place is Alex Bowman, being disqualified. Let's have a look now at the Cup Series standings. So this is what the standings now looks like after the final round of the round of 12 at the Charlotte Roval. Kyle Larson with a massive plus 33 above the cut line. I think if he just does well in Las Vegas, he might be locked in by the first race, but we'll see. Chris Roval next to him is plus 13, then Tyler Reddick plus 10, and William Byron plus 4. Then below the bubble, which includes Ryan Blaney minus 4, Denny Hamlin minus 8, Chase Elliott minus 9, and Joey Logano, who had some luck on his side, minus 11. So just a reminder that the next week's schedule race will be at Las Vegas for the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series. So now, guys, to like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help me, especially on this channel. Let me know what you think of the very controversial finish for the Xfinity Series with Parker Clegg getting robbed of his first Xfinity Series win. I would love to hear it. So that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys next time in the next one. Goodbye.